Yo, what's going on, y'all? I jump in here, you know what I'm saying? Actually, Sean had tagged me in. As always, Sean, man, what can you say? That's Sean, man. Like I told y'all, I don't jump in groups too much. I don't jump in much at all. But as far as, you know what I'm saying? As far as my brother Sean, and his page and everything, I got mad respect for Sean. As y'all seen, some of y'all seen that Zeb video. And like I said, as far as the American bully world go, I give Sean credit because I still don't think that anybody has actually contributed more foundational dogs to the American bully world than True Tank has. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Will? And Sean is a pioneer of this shit, man. And I give him all the respect in the world. So anybody who try to cause any controversy between me and him, it's y'all got fruitless type shit going on. We might not agree on the style of dogs and all of that, but we agree, you know, with each other as men and as brothers that, you know, we support each other and it is what it is. Now, the one thing I will say, you know, when it comes to me, and I'll explain this for y'all that don't know me, when it comes to me, I'm an old school edge breeder. I'm an old school, I like the old school look, but most importantly, I like healthy dogs. I like a dog that can still run, a dog that can still move. And being a judge, I'm also a person that picks the points out on the dog. You know, it's a misconception that I hate, but it's a misconception. What's going on here? And Will, a couple of my brothers there, man. But it's a misconception that I hate, you know what I mean, the new dogs. That's not really the truth. This is the problem I hate, what y'all would call hate. And I'm just making this a lot more simple, especially for people who get the wrong information. No matter what you're trying to make, it's a proper way to build it, you know? So if you making an extreme dog, it's two parts to this. First of all, that same extreme dog, that same dog that's going to be overly muscular, maybe a little more bulldog in the face, you know, maybe super heavy, a lot of different shit to it. That dog needs to still be conformationally correct, have a good cardiovascular system and overall health. If you achieve that, then you're doing your thing. But the second part to that is that it makes no sense to call it an American bully. And that's the problem that we have in the American bully community. If you're gonna say that a dog that looks more like a bulldog, even if it has great conformation, but it's over the top bulldogish, and then you put that to something that's actually off of Sean's camp, but something next to Remy, and they look like two totally different dogs. I'm just being real with y'all, man. I travel the world. I deal with other circles outside of the American bully. We look foolish when we talk about, you know, 30 different dogs that look nothing alike is an American bully breed. That just can't be the case. You know what I mean? At all. That just can't be the case. You have to, at some point in time, you know what I mean, get involved and do something that is on a level of consistency. You know, no matter what the breed is, I'm actually trying to get out to Westminster next year. But, you know, I've talked to a lot of people who went to Westminster. We've actually had some of the meetings when I was judging some of the other shows, you know, people who did sires and different things like that. Is that they have an understanding that in order for you to have a dog, this dog has to be 100% locked in to characteristics. An English bulldog looks like an English bulldog. A French bulldog even has weight limits on it, but it looks like a French bulldog. It's the reason why these people are so strict, and they say, you know what I mean, even the AKC, and if y'all think I'm lying, go on their page, you know, they came out blatantly and said pretty much what's going on, Larry, Jeb. But the AKC came out and said flat out, it's no such thing as a Merle. It doesn't happen naturally inside the English bulldog. And I think they addressed that with the French bulldog also. This is what they do. So I guess y'all believe that somebody in the bully community is more, you know, well-versed in dogs in general than the people who run the board of the AKC and all these very accomplished judge and dog people. That's silly. And this is what I'm actually trying to push and promote and trying to tell people, inside of our community. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But at the end of the day, you're going to look foolish if we keep on carrying on the way we carrying on. If this is a fun show shit, stop trying to say it's a breed. Some of us actually want it to be a breed, and the only way it's going to ever be a breed is if it's consistent. And, and if I seen Larry had a comment come up, but that's it. So that's my thing. I don't hate, the new age breeders, as I heard somebody say. What's going on, Joe? Much love, King. I don't hate new age breeders. I just think new age breeders are on the total wrong track. If you're making an inferior product, you know what I mean? What's going on, Tyler? Oh, you know it. But if you're making an inferior product, what does that say about the breed? And that's why I want to focus on getting this breed in the ring with some other more serious breeds, because then you'll get a true understanding. And I understand that some of y'all like extreme dogs and this and that and the other, and hey, whatever. But you also have to be accountable to say, if you want to put an extreme dog in the ring against a real dog, you're going to be embarrassed. It's no other breed that hands out, big trophies for dogs with kink tails, unless that's in their standard. It's no other so-called breed that will hand out, the grand championships. And you're talking about grand championships, so that's a long level of winning for dogs that have high rears, when this is not in your standard. It is some dogs that have high rears in their standard. This is not in your standard. Bad feet. There's no other. I've literally been at shows where I've seen people drag their dogs around the ring. You'll never see another dog show where a person can drag their dog around the ring and win. You'll never see a dog show, which it was one that I was involved in, where they literally stopped the show because the dog was, I won't say having a heat attack, but he was freaking out and started foaming at the mouth and everything. And they called a timeout in the show after the 15 minutes, and these people then sprayed their dog down, did all this shit, and the dog is halfway acting normal. You bring this dog that just damn near died in the ring. You know what I mean? What's going on, my brother Kareem? The dog almost died in the ring. You bring the dog back in the ring to get a dog a championship. And I'm just appealing to the people who got common sense. If y'all really say that y'all want this shit to ever be real, nobody's ever going to take it seriously if this kind of stuff goes on. Nobody's going to take it seriously if these dogs, see what I mean, Tyler? I ain't the only one. These timeouts and these bad health dogs and all these things. You can never take that to the next level. Right now, we a basement fun show type of community, and that's basically the rest of the way the dog world looks at us. So when it comes to that, you know what I mean? It is what it is, It is what it is. That's my thing. I would rather speak for myself, you know what I mean, when it comes to that. It just is what it is, And amongst the things, that we have to focus on is we're one of the only community that doesn't do proper health testing. We're one of the only communities that doesn't check hips. We're one of the only communities that doesn't check cardiovascular. We're one of the only communities that doesn't follow, even when we do a test and it says that the dog might throw things that will affect the eyes or affect the heart or affect the ears or different issues. We totally ignore it and keep on breeding. We're one of the only communities that do that. I know, like with the South African Boer Bull, which I have one of, some of those breeders are incredibly strict to the point that, you have to do, they don't even want their dog, it's in their contracts that they don't want their dogs bred to other dogs that aren't fully health tested. And that means hips, elbows, the heart, the lungs, everything, like an extremely large amount of tests. And they'll fine you $10,000, and these people will come and put liens on your house, garnishment, everything. They got lawyers because they're serious about not screwing up their breed. Not that they don't want you to breed a dog that you paid for, but they want you to breed their product to something that's serious. In the American bully community, it's totally different. As soon as you get a dog, everybody, where my papers at? Where my papers at? Because the first thing they're thinking about is breeding something. They have done no research. They've done no understanding. And how many times have y'all seen the post where it's, hey, my bitch is in heat. Y'all got anything for me? That's a person who ain't really did no research and ain't put in their work to actually be a breeder. These is only the things I'm saying, man. I've been, I've been very, very transparent about my own personal issues through the year, but I do see, and I'll address that too, because y'all know I don't run from shit. But another thing that I stopped doing, and I'm just being real with y'all, I stopped going back and forth with people on the internet. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I'll give you an example on a post that's actually on this page. Now, Tyler Malone, he's a brother there. He's done business with me. You know what I'm saying? Jeb has done business with me. If y'all ask them, do they have any problems with me? Plenty of people have done business with me. If y'all look at these pedigrees and y'all see how much Denzel, Rome, and Mandela is all over the bully world going back now years and years and years. And I had some other dogs like Blue Steel that's in people's pedigree. Plenty of people, too many people have my blood to not be getting nothing. But as I've told y'all before, when it comes down to it, is that I also follow my rules and my contracts on a lot of things. So what we have in our community is we have a lot of people who put down deposits. And they put down their deposit, and exactly, we just had our word. And when they put down their deposit and they mess around, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I was definitely about to catch a heart attack. I'm in good shape now. But you know, bro, if they put down their deposits and then they say, oh, I decided to do something different. Okay, well, that's a cancel out. You lost your deposit. That's the way it was. Non-refundable mean non-refundable. But if you want to come back and you want to do a stud, if you want to do whatever, you can do that. The people who actually is 3 brothers more recently that, you know what I mean, I wish they was on this post, they'll tell you they had deposits from over 2 years ago. And they finally saw something and they decided they wanted. And they called me like, is my deposit still good? Or now that I announced that I'm retiring Mandela, they like, is my deposit still? Your deposit always still good. But if you the one that's talking about, I want my deposit back when it was a non-refundable deposit, you're breaking the contract. And me personally, I don't give a fuck how much you go to Facebook and cry about it. You can buy a puppy. Y'all see me sometimes like, oh, that puppy is for sale. Those people who got those deposits that's crying that they got robbed, they can easily take their deposit and put that towards the dog. Don't let them make you believe nothing different on that. Now, it's a couple people like my cat, and we ain't gonna put no business out, but one of my brothers that was on here, because his situation has changed and everything changed and it was a long time, you know, okay, well, we can work refund, you know, but most of those people is full of shit. Excuse me. They turn around, and like I say, and I be super slow because, you know, like I said, I'm transparent on it. I got some issues like with anxiety and shit like that, and I actually did like a rehab more recently that got me back on track. Because I'm one of them people that will, y'all remember that shit. Some of y'all remember that shit where I would go live all night. Well, literally, I would go live like with my anxiety, it keeps me churning. So I would go to the point where I wouldn't sleep for sometimes 3 days, you know. And it was affecting my heart. Because even in those 3 days, what's going on, Mr. Royale? You know, Will is on here. He would remember that too. Is that in those 3 days, man, and I will take a quick pause to say, if y'all have any issues, man, go handle that shit. I was being hard-headed. You know, half of the reason why I wasn't getting breedings done and other stuff done, just being hard-headed and not taking care of myself. But if you got problems, whether it's anxiety, depression, or any problem, go take care of yourself, man. You know, I was fucking around and I would stay up 3-4 days straight sometime. I would stay up to the point where I was having chest pains and then would do shit like just fall asleep. I was go to my house and the one time I fell asleep in the car and was in the car asleep for like literally an entire day. Was just that exhausted and it finally caught up with me. So, you know, I really had to handle that shit. But, you know, with all that being said, man, a lot of people on the internet, they gonna say whatever. They gonna make up whatever stories. And it's one individual that's on this post that I speak on, and I'm just gonna speak on it and be real. Dude, Randy Jaquez, or however you pronounce his name. You know, this is the type of shit that I deal with on a normal basis. Now, I ain't gonna go in bitch mode, but I can and show screenshots. The brother got a dog from me. And he had a stud from me. He got the dog. It's a nice Denzel female, right? He got the dog. And he's on the post that y'all seen, so I'm gonna be real with y'all, cause I get tired of the dumb shit. You know, I ain't never been no bitch ass type of dude. I carry myself like a man, even when it's people's personal business. I keep that. And one thing I won't do is, and I hope all y'all men and women understand this, I'm never gonna be that type of person to smile in your face, get in your inbox, try to be cool with you, and this, that, and the other, and act like, oh, it ain't no beef, we good. Then go and talk shit about you publicly. Nah, that's bitch shit, and I don't tolerate it. I don't deal with it. I don't care how much hood you try to say you is, how real you try to say you is, and this, that, and the other. Keep your same energy. Don't never smile in my face. Then I get tagged and I see you talking shit about me in the post. That's bitch shit. Where I come from, that gets your face slapped. Period. If I don't like you, guess what I do? Y'all know what I do. I've been doing it for years. Fuck you. And that's what it is. Mother had you, motherfuck you, keep it moving. I don't got nothing for you. But if I got love for you, I express that love and I show you to all my folks. Even when shit ain't all the way right, I still got love for my folks and hope that y'all do good. But I don't play no bitch shit. So I'm going to tell y'all this story so y'all understand. You know, I got literally between all the social media, it's damn near 1 million followers. Probably some of them is the same. But I get a lot of messages and shit, so I deal with a lot of people. But the dude, Randy, that y'all see on the post talking about I'm talking from personal experience, I sent him a Denzel female. Now, the female he later starts saying it was something wrong with her hips, which that's okay. You know what I mean? What's going on, Guillermo? But he said there's something wrong with the bitch's hips. There's something wrong with the bitch's hips. So at this time, I'm like, all right, bro, we're going to have to replace her, you know? So then it became the whining and the complaining like, damn, man, I came to you because you was, you know, health this and health that. And I'm like, bro, if it's something wrong with that bitch, let's just replace her. I ain't really had no litters, but as soon as something come up, I replace the bitch. You know? So literally, right? I'm at our first TBKC show. His boy come over. So this tell you he already been bitching and complaining. His boy come over there, you know, bro, I'm here to support, but it ain't right how you did do. So I'm like, this is a show because really, you know, really, I was really in my mind like, bitch, I'll take you out back because you don't speak to me about another person's. Hey, I'm on live. But, you know, I don't speak about another person's business, you know. But with all that being said, I get back home, right? I'm going to break it down to, hey, easy. Yeah, the crew is coming in. Okay. I'm doing a recording or a live. Okay. Y'all, excuse me, my crew coming in. Easy. Shut up. But but so okay, back to the story. Dude, get out there. Now, after all of this happens, right? After all of his complaining, all of his bitching, all of his moaning, all of this carrying on, right? A couple months later, oh yeah, the kids, they coming in, they wilding out, Will. You know that life. You about to get more of it, the more that baby get on his feet. But, man, I tell you, I get the call, right? Check this out. Now, y'all remember, all this was about because the bitch was supposed to be fucked up. And she a pretty girl. Maybe I'll post a picture of her. But she's a pretty girl. So he said, bro, she out there moving. She looking good. This and this and that and the other. Man, I think my vet fucked me over, man. And he went and had another vet check. The other vet said, ain't nothing wrong with this bitch's hips. So, hey, if you keep it up, you going to get pow. And then he runs through the house. But but now after the next vet then told him that this bitch is solid, right? Humble moment. Now, Randy, if you want to lie, don't forget, messages last forever. Humble moment, and I guess the truth of the fact is he bred the bitch. He called me, T, man, I'm sorry. I talked all that shit. You know, this, man, come to find out ain't nothing wrong with this bitch. You know, I knew she was this, that, and the other. I love this girl, yada, yada, yada. Okay, Randy, ain't no problem with that. We all make mistakes. So at that point, he like, bro, you don't even got to do that, stud. I said, bro, your stud is your stud. If you need it, hit me up. It's all good. You paid for it. I'm just, you know, okay, you found out you made a mistake. So that's where we ended this at. The same dude y'all see talking shit about me. What's going on, Craig? Literally, I got an inbox right now where he was calling me asking me questions about other situations of people he was dealing with, and asking for me for somewhat of assistance in a situation that he got robbed on. Now, we cool. We kicking it. I'm giving him some advice on the shit. We always kept it cordial. Now, in this situation where you made the mistake at, me and you ain't had no beef. You apologized to me. You know what I'm saying? We both, you know, and like I say, it ain't nothing wrong with apologizing when you figure out you wrong. But now you on the page talking about, from my personal experience, I'm just saying shit ain't right. No, from my personal experience, what I'm saying, Randy, is you's a bitch. That's what I'm saying. Because just like I said, you apologize. I didn't do nothing wrong to you. You was wrong. Your vet was wrong. Then I was being a homie and helping you with other situations and always treat you cordial. But I guess now you got a Facebook audience, and just like most bitches, you feel like that you need to be a part of something. So you try to go ahead and talk shit about me instead of just falling back. You ain't got to say nothing or another. So the reason why I'm coming like this is because ain't nothing in this world I despise more than a man who ain't a man. More than a man who sit there and, you know what I mean? Don't smile at me. Don't embrace me. Don't sit there and act like you know what I'm saying, you a cool individual, and then when you get around other people, all of a sudden now, oh, I'm just speaking from personal experience. What was your personal experience? That you bought a dog that you thought was fucked up, cried and complained to every person you could find, then turned out that the bitch was A1 and you bred her and she produced some nice shit. I got pictures of those too, Randy. And then you apologize, you come back, oh, it's cool, I'm helping you with other stuff, and really being a man about the situation, held no animosity. Then I wake up and get tagged in a post where you talking shit about me. Your experience is really that you's a fake ass motherfucker. Now y'all see how I act when I decide that I don't like somebody? And like I said, and I steps out. So Randy, all that shit you be talking, I'm telling you, you's a bitch. And if I see you, I would tell you to your face. Because the last thing I'm gonna ever take, regardless, yeah, I humbled myself, as my man Royale is laughing. But the one thing I say is I don't take no two-faced shit. And those who know I handle my business, so I really ain't the one to play with like that. So if you want to go and talk about your personal experience can become a lot worse if you keep fucking with me. Go ahead on about your business, because I see you for what you is, and me and you ain't even got to associate no more. Because I can't understand some man that would make up a story and try to talk shit about a man just to get a couple likes. I got your whole post in threads. You took your personal experience is, I sent you a bitch that made you even better bitches. Now we could go into the detail of how this is a trend. This is a true trend with you, Randy. And I'm gonna get on you. Just you the only person on the page. I'm just gonna get on. The rest of you motherfuckers, I ain't even got time to even deal with y'all, because we got people on here talking about, well, yeah, he just don't stick to what his morals on it. Motherfucker, I ain't made no fucked up dogs. My morals on anything is I don't breed the trash, and I don't make fucked up dogs. My dogs will still kill some shit. My dogs still run around in 100-degree weather. My dogs, you can stack them up and they got great conformation. My dogs are still the ones that y'all motherfuckers come to when all y'all extreme and fucked up shit need to have them backs fixed. Need to get a little bit of extra wind in your lungs. Like Dr. Dre say, my shit is I'm still the doctor that y'all come to see. Ask Bashar. Ask the rest of them that got Denzel all running through their pedigree. Y'all need to stop this shit. Hey, Will, he ain't even no young dude. That's what the sad part is that they make bitches in all shapes, sizes, and ages. So anytime you get to talking that shit, I'm going to stand behind what I say. And like I say, those that know me know I'm going to stand behind what I say. I bring all 230 pounds of this ass. Because I'm going to stand right in front of you. If I don't like you, one thing y'all don't never have to worry about. I ain't going to never talk behind your back. I ain't gonna never shake your hand. That is, to me, that is the most despicable, bitch-like characteristic of any man I've ever seen, is to act like you cool with somebody and then get to gossiping like some kind of motherfucking beauty salon queen. That is the bitch shit of the world. I don't tolerate it. You know, I respect men who be like, I just don't like your ass. All right, cool. I don't like you neither. That's a man. You don't like me, I don't like you. But that old talking oh yeah, and this good, and this good. And I'm telling y'all, this same individual it might have been a year ago, but somewhere in this life, he hitting me up. Yeah, dude down in Texas took some dogs from me, man, and he said they died, but I don't think it's this and that and the other. Can you look into it? For me, I'm thinking he cool. I look into the shit, but I ain't nothing that I can do or get no information on it. But this is the type of individual. You have problems, you know, you got problems with Tone in them. You talk bad about Tone in them. So I'm noticing a trend that a lot of people that you up in their face and you cool with, when you ain't around them, you talk shit on them. So that makes you the bitch, Randy. I said what I said. I stand on it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be real with you. I'm having a show in the Rhode Island area. Like I say, I'm back with that shit. I never really stopped it. Hey, much love, Will. I appreciate it. But I'm back on that shit. I ain't gonna never mess up a show, but I'm having a show in the Rhode Island area. So if you in your feelings that tough that I called you a bitch or whatever, and you want to talk about your prison time and this, that, and the other, and trying to impress somebody and scare, hey, there's plenty of parking lots, there's plenty of parks, there's plenty of local gyms, there's plenty of places. If you in your feelings that tough. But I'm gonna call it like I see it. And not just him, I'm telling y'all. This shit, like Craig just said, that's the bully world. A bunch of fake ass dudes trying to build a reputation and act like they something that they ain't, instead of just being humble and making dogs. I make dogs, man. I ain't no rap star. That's why I ain't got to do a bunch of posts with sunglasses on and talk about what kind of car I'm gonna drive and all this shit. I make dogs. I pick up shit, I jack off dogs, I stick my fingers up their ass, and that is not that fucking glorious. So I ain't about to try to act like that I'm something that I'm not. I love dogs, I'm a dog man. All you extracurricular ass, bitch ass type of dudes that try to act like you something that you not. This is not even dog man behavior, let me just say that. This shit that we see in the American bully community, this is not dog man behavior. Y'all a bunch of prima donnas looking for some kind of glory through a motherfucking dog's balls. What kind of weak ass bitch is you? Let's just be realistic. I don't give a fuck if you had the greatest dog ever known to man. That don't make you no better as a man. Hey, shut up. Like I told you, my dog still kill shit. So y'all fucking around. I got real dogs, man. That's all I care about. I got real dogs. My dog, nah, leave them alone. Hey, West Side. Y'all woke y'all sister up. But you know what I mean? It's all about the dogs. Y'all ain't got no dogs, man. Y'all ain't got no dogs. Like I say, and like I say, if y'all can make an extreme dog that can actually not hide from the heat, and that can actually, when we see a video and they act like they want to be about that life, and I'm not talking about it got to be a game dog, but damn, at least make the dog that it got some kind of life in it. I'm with it. I think that the extreme, now, if we, going back on some real shit, I think that the extreme should be a different breed, honestly. I think that that's the only way. What's going on, Ryan? Nino? The only way that this thing is successful is that the extreme is just its own breed, because if you keep on mixing and matching these dogs, easy, come here, man. But if you, I said easy, not you, Max. Get out of here. If you keep on mixing in bad genes to good genes, everything gonna end up bad. You sit with me. You don't know how to act. But if you keep on mixing bad genes to good genes, it's not gonna work. I think that you have to split the extreme dogs class, whatever y'all want to call them. They need to, what's going on, Brickman Kennels? They need to do their own thing, regulate their own thing, and try to perfect their own thing. I said this about exotics. American bullies need to do the same thing. Stay in their own lane, perfect those genes, stay true to the standard, and get this to a thing of perfection, to where we can weed out all of the bad issues and flaws that mess with the dogs. That's all I'm ever talking about. You know what I mean? And if you get mad because somebody talk about your dog having a high rear, or your dog not being able to move properly, or your dog having a kinked tail, or your dog having issues that, might make the dog die, then that's your problem. That ain't nobody else's problem. But a strong plan for all of these breeds is quite simply to separate them. The XL should not consistently be getting bred to the, boy, stop. The XL should not be getting ready to do, what's going on, Corey? XLs to pockets. You know what I mean? That's stupid. That's two totally different dogs. You talking about a Mastiff and a Dwarf. Now at this point, you got a Mastiff, you got a Dwarf. You're going to breed the Mastiff to the Dwarf. And the Mastiff got gigantism problems. The Dwarf got dwarfism problems. And we just going to put that all in one bag and see how it shake out. That's not a realistic way to do things. That's not the way that no breeds, see, I caught you one. That's not the way that no breeds, any breeds have ever did that. You know, Hen, you ain't never lied. Culling should be on deck. A lot of these dogs, and I know that's gonna hurt some people's feelings, but a lot of these dogs shouldn't be living right now. A lot of these dogs was born with issues that they should have put them down early. You know, it's sad to go out to shows and see some of this mess that's out here. Dogs walking all down on their pasterns, feet all messed up. You know, if people took, you know what I mean? Oh, that breeding into your own vision. That's the American bully world. Okay, go play, man. Be quiet. But that's the American bully world. The American bully world is the only place where they say breed to your own vision. Dog breeding in itself is not about your vision. It's about the standard. It's just that simple. All of this shit just gets crazy to me over and over again because the more we, you know what I'm saying, the more we go forward, the more we going backwards. You know? Every dog's not meant to be bred. A lot of dogs need to be fixed. A lot of dogs just can't, you can't cut it. Like, and when I say that, people be like, you stuck on the old school. Nah, even if you, look, Remy is one of my favorite dogs of all time. If you take Remy, to me, moving forward would have been to keep Remy's structure, maybe temper his temperament down a little bit, widen him out a little, add 15 to 20 pounds. Go Browns. But you add a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? You make him a little more extreme, but you keep all of the good qualities of the dog through the progression of his breedings. That to me was making a better American bully. Not totally changing the face to a bulldog, making the rears high. You made another breed. And people get mad about that, but you can't tell me that these dogs that's waddling around now is the same thing as what Remy was or that what Paco was. They're not the same thing. So what is the, you know, so if you want to make something different, why is it so bad to say, you know what, y'all, I want to make something different? Why keep clinging on to the American bully name and the American bully breed and pushing this shit into the ring? You know, like y'all know one of my favorites to talk about is Beans. But when you saw Beans in the ring, especially on days that Mufasa showed up, it just showed you how bad we had got. You know what I mean? I'm trying to read your whole message, Jermaine. I don't think it will let me. But it showed us how bad we had got. You know what I mean? You 100% right, Mr. Miller. When you saw Mr. Bean standing next to, like, Mufasa, R.I.P. to a great one, Mufasa was this big, intimidating dog. He was in the ring with his mouth shut. You know, he sort of, like, even without barking, he just walked and had muscles popping everywhere. And you know what I mean? He just stand like a statue, you know, not all the issues, no conformational issues or none of that shit. And then you see Beans and they rubbing him down with ice. He got the high rear. He hanging his head. They got to pull him. He looks more like an English bulldog mix, and he's super wide and all. It was. You looking at two totally different dogs. Even if you like the dog or how Beans was, you looking at two totally different dogs. And then you looking at, you know, Mufasa that basically fits the standard, and you looking at Beans who was a whole different type of dog. You know, now when they had the extreme class, Beans would have fit in, but it just became to a point where the shit was a mockery. You know? And of course I really don't like Beans, even though he got my blood in him. That to me, that wasn't something that was good for the American bully community. But how do you judge those two type of dogs? You know, you bring Rocco in there. And I've said this about Rocco many a times. If you look at Rocco just to look at him, he's an impressive dog. You know what I mean? But if I have to switch on my show eyes, then he's not that impressive. Because the first thing that I'm going to do as a judge is, first of all, I have to look at this dog and identify it as an American bully. Well, the first problem, son, chill out. The first problem with Rocco for me and many people have said this, so I don't feel like I'm alone, is that when you look at his face, it's more so of an American Bulldog than an American Bully. He just has the ear cropping, but he's impressive as shit. But then if I throw in the fact of the high rear and the kink tail and his demeanor when he's in the ring, the fact that he's not confident, and a lot of times he hangs his head and he has to be drugged, these are all issues that I could never hand this dog a ribbon. And more so, I would start to question, is this a dog for this particular breed? Because once again, it seems that he fits in another breed. It's more of a, I don't know what you would want to call it, maybe just the extreme breed or whatever, but he would fit more there. And then you would take Rocco and you would tweak Rocco, get rid of the, get rid of the rear, the slightly high rear, and it is slight. He doesn't have a bad high rear. Get rid of the kink tail, tighten up on some things, and move forward from there. It's not the end of the world, but to put him in the ring with a dog like Mufasa or the bear was a joke. If you ever see a class of Rottweilers when they show, it's confusing because they all look alike. That's a good breed. Dalmatians the same way. I've had the privilege to judge both of those. The Doberman. The Doberman is real tricky because they look so much alike. They all look alike. You know what I mean? And they perfected their breed. We have to go forward on that level to see what's going on, And I mean, Daryl, they always gonna get mad at you because the thing of it is they're part of a society that's more so of like a cult type of shit, to where, you know what I mean, I paid this much, so it's got to be real, like just like they get mad when you bring up Dax. They actually get mad at you if you post a video of Dax when you see how he really look. They mad at the video, but they mad at you for posting it. You know what I mean? So it gets to be a thing of where, at what point are we going to be real with ourselves about these dogs? Everybody can do their thing, but why don't you do it to the best of your ability and stop just doing anything, Stop just doing anything, I love to see some of the more extreme dogs when people stack them up and they do side shots and they actually have good side shots. What's going on, Bobo? Tone, when you got an extreme that has a good side shot, okay, whenever y'all do decide that y'all finally just gonna make it its own breed or whatever y'all gonna do, at least you going somewhere with that shit, man. When you see the dogs and they can breathe with their mouth shut, at least you going somewhere. You on a path of health and making the dog better. But I don't care what the animal is, health is the number one status. You can be breeding cows. That cow got to be healthy. A pig, Bobo gonna be over there laughing. That swine. Even when you got that swine, if you a swine farmer, your swine got to meet a certain standard of health before it end up on somebody's dinner table. As terrible as that is, and y'all shouldn't be eating that shit. But but it has to meet levels. You know what I mean? I'm recently taking more interest in the horses. Horses is the same way. It's levels to this shit. The horse that look like somebody been riding him his whole life and his back is dipped in, he ain't the one. You go to a horse show, it's the same way. They got confirmation in horses. They got standard in horses. This is how they judge them. But if you can't do that, it's all bad. It's all bad. I mean, we could do a whole different live, and I'm going to jump off here because I know it's about to be mayhem with all my little guys in here. But we could do a show on Dax, and I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is something to think about. The biggest issue, we could talk about the rears, and we could talk about everything else with Dax. The biggest issue with Dax was the undeniable heart issues that he threw. We seen him go through a lot of his sons, and it's funny, somebody put up a thing of like Dak's best sons. There was a chart with like 12 to 15 dogs, and I think it was like I think it was 12, and it was like, what was it, like 8 of them or 9 of them was already dead. Oh yeah, Will, they on a whole nother level. I'm just learning about that. But, it's scary that, most of Dax's offspring, think about it, all of his big studs. Now, of course, y'all going to name a couple. What's the one boy's name? Is it Dallas or something like that? He's still alive. Of course, Lucky. Lucky is my favorite out of all of them. He's still alive. But when you look at most of his dogs, like him, they died young. This is like a ticking time bomb that you would be putting in your dog if you was loading up on that blood. but they didn't want to hear it. They just kept on pushing, kept on pushing, kept on pushing, and making more of the same shit. And I don't know how anybody could feel that that's right, no matter how much you love the dog. And then it was just like the controversy that Khan got caught up in, where dude health tested Rocco and pointed out all those health issues that came up with Rocco. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now we're going to charge $20,000 a stud for him and push him up to another level, you know? This dog community got to do better. It ain't about me. They can be mad at me all they want to, man. I never gave a fuck anyway. And now that I'm healthy and feeling good, I really don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, healthy dogs, as that logo say, healthy dogs matter. And you know what I mean, Caesar, you're right. It's all money, and it's got to become health over money. It's got to become confirmation over money. It's got to become breed over money. It's got to become, you know, something that we can really take to the top. I've heard so many people talk about the AKC, and the AKC might not ever really, you know, take this breed in. But the one thing I can say is this: is that at least we can make a AKC quality dog. They might not take it in because of everything else that comes with the breed, but at least we can make that quality, you know. Bobo, that's my brother. We on a different level than just dogs, but if y'all look at Bobo's pictures, man, Bobo will show y'all that's Bobo Starsky, you know, Imperial. But Bobo, I love what he does with his bullies, because his bullies are, in many ways, extreme. They carry a lot of muscle, but they're straight. He posts pictures of the dogs everywhere you want them. They're straight, good feet. He don't have a problem with side shot. He don't have a problem with video. He don't have a problem showing the dogs from every angle. He don't have a problem with you hearing the video because the dog ain't choking out. That's taking something to the next level. You know, you can make a big muscular dog, but it's got to be healthy. It's got to be healthy. And if you start finding issues to where the dog is throwing a serious heart murmurs, don't breed the dog. It's just that simple. Hey, you know, don't breed the dog. It's just that simple, man. You know, yeah, they consistent as hell, you know. But them genes is strong, you know, and that's the thing, you know what I mean? You have to make something that you can be proud of from every, you know, I don't got shit to hide type of dog. That's what you want. You want a I don't got shit to hide type of dog. You know, and well, that's before I jump off here, Mr. Woodson, that's one of the main things that this breed need to do, is we need to start specializing. Pockets need to get to a point where Pockets is only bred to Pockets, Standards only to Standards, XLs only to XLs. The XL needs to make a weight and a height restriction at the top too, so they can stop putting them damn English Mastiffs in them dogs. But at the end of the day, all that stuff needs to be regulated like every other breed. You know, other breeds that have multiple heights in their breeds, the last thing that you can do is continuously, you know what I mean, take dogs from different breeds because, oh, this is a poodle. Oh, this is a bigger poodle. Let me breed them together. You get no paperwork, you get no love. You ain't allowed to do that, you know? Even when it comes to the short hair and the long hair on certain breeds, you can't mix those two dogs. It's a reason why, because they are perfecting. That's the way you got to do it. We have to perfect what we're doing and get better at this shit. If we don't strive to perfect it, it's never gonna happen. But hey, it's been great talking to y'all. I'm gonna put up a thing. Sean, thanks for the platform, brother. I'm gonna put up a thing, you know, for the radio show, and maybe me and Sean get on there and we talk our shit and we talk, you know, plan, you know, what his thoughts is, because I know Sean is doing more of the extreme thing now. And, you know, we can have real dog men talk and talk about getting to solutions. I know me and Sean can talk about it, like a lot of y'all, because we really know dogs, and we got a vision that's bigger than just make something that people want to buy. You know, you got to make some quality first. But, hey, man, as I always say, you know, check on y'all loved ones, man. You know, y'all never know what tomorrow will bring, man. Check on your loved ones. Show a lot of love, man. James, don't you start your shit, man. I love you, brother, but don't you start your shit. You know I'm coming with that Browns hat this year. You know I'm coming with that Browns hat this year. I got about 20 Browns hats. I just ordered me one that's like, it's big. Oh, yeah, I hit you up today, Bobo. I'm going to be out here digging some holes for a second. I hit you up today. It's been too long. But, Yeah, man, y'all check on y'all loved ones, man. This world is getting crazy, and plus, you just don't want to miss the opportunity to reach out to somebody that you care about. Before, if anybody looking for a cool little book, I forget this woman's name, but she got this thing called the 5-second rule, and it make a lot of sense because she talk about, and this is all for dogs, but it is a good book that I'm on right now. She talk about, we got sisters, we got brothers, we got relatives, we got business that we need to take care of and all this stuff. And she said our mind naturally pushed stuff to the back. So we all done did that. We got a cousin that we was supposed to call, or we should have called grandma, and then we be like, fuck, I was supposed to call him, now he's sick. Well, her thing is, it help you in your business, in your day-to-day life, but she got this thing to where basically as soon as you get the thought in your mind, if it's available to do, even if you only got a second, go ahead and do it. Whether it's calling somebody on business or if it's doing something. And it's actually been working for me. I've been catching up on a lot of shit. So, y'all look into it, because one thing about it is me and my grandmother was just having this talk the other day. You don't never know when your folks is leaving up out of here. And even, I guess I would say just as important, you don't never know when your folks need to hear from you either, And that's real talk. You don't never. What's going on, Brian? I see that beast over there. But you don't never know when your folks need to hear from you. Your people might be going through something and just trying to spare you they pain or whatever. So call and check up on your folks, man. I love y'all. God bless. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.